Welcome back to the Grim and Glamorous podcast, and we are your hosts, LBG and Drea. In our last episode, we decided to tell a true, real-life scary story. The mystery lights that I saw almost 10 years ago. As it relates to our last story, I started to think about other weird events that happened in my life. One event in particular comes to mind that happened a few years ago in 2015. I don't know if anyone else gets deja vu, this odd, unsettling feeling that something you're doing you've done before, or that you've been to a place even though you know for a fact this is your very first time there. Usually deja vu is just a feeling that you get, but this event involves not just one person, but two people. A few years ago, right after finishing college, but before I decided to go back to grad school, I lived at home in Southern California. I was looking for a hobby to pass the time, something to do outside of working retail and saving some money. So I decided to join a community theater in Los Angeles, just off of Hollywood and Highland. It was a basic black box theater. The work was unpaid, but it was fun to work on a play, memorize some lines, and meet some new people. Our families would go to the shows, which ran for several weeks, before we would wrap up. After doing one session of acting, wrapping up a play, I decided to audition again for the next one. It was at the second audition where something really strange happened. As the actors started auditioning, I saw this girl there. I can't remember her name exactly, but she had short to medium length blonde hair, blue eyes, a friendly face. She was attractive, but that's not what caught my attention. I felt like I knew her from somewhere. I just couldn't quite place her. I really didn't think much of it, and quickly went back to rehearsing my lines. Maybe it's just me, I thought, and I shrugged it off. I went outside to get some space and some quiet before the audition, and just to clear my head. Then she came up to me and introduced herself. "Hey," she said. "You look really familiar. I know you from somewhere." I introduced myself as well. Then I racked my brain. We each did. "Yeah, you look really familiar too. I just can't quite seem to place you." "Yeah, it's weird," she agreed. "But I know we know each other from somewhere." And we just stood there looking at each other. She seemed sincere, searching her memory, and I racked my brain as well. They called us in and we decided to get back to our conversation later. "Oh well, we'll figure it out," she said. "Break a leg." "You too," I said in reply. After we both auditioned and got the parts, I was about to head out, and as I went downstairs and waited for my parents and who had spent the day in LA, I was standing in the parking lot when she came up to me again. "Congrats on the part. I guess we'll be seeing each other around?" "Yeah, congrats to you too," I said. We stared at each other again for a moment, and she broke the silence. So it wasn't just me, it was bothering her as well. "I still feel like I know you. Where did you go to high school?" We exchanged just some basic information that I felt comfortable sharing, and it seemed like she was doing the same thing. "Let me look through my phone and we'll see if any of the names sound familiar. Maybe it was a mutual friend then, where we know each other." So we both pulled out our phones and started naming people that we had listed, and nothing. My parents soon drove up, and I said goodbye and thought about it on the ride home, and nothing really came to mind as I kept thinking about it. At least I knew I wasn't just imagining things. And somehow this kind of made me more at ease. But it left me with more questions. Where did we know each other from? Was it that long ago? Maybe it was recent. The next week I came to the rehearsal and she was gone. Apparently she got another part in a different performance and decided to take that one. And after finding out that news, I never saw her again. I don't act anymore myself, but it was a fun experience at the time, and it helped me get out of my shell and practice public speaking, and overall it was a really great experience. Still, this encounter, a double deja vu, if you will, was one of the more stranger experiences in my life. I knew somewhere I had seen this person before and they felt the same, but in all likelihood, we probably had never met before. It was a mystery to me then and remains a mystery to this day. This feeling of deja vu is unsettling because you feel like you've been there before, you've done something before, maybe in a dream, maybe a past life, but really you're undergoing it for the very first time. You just never know where. Alright, so that was my double deja vu experience. I know that, much like the last episode where I talked about mysterious lights, I feel like deja vu is a common experience. And for a lot of people, it is very unsettling. This idea that you've had this feeling before, you've been someplace, something seems familiar even though it's brand new. Our brains make associations in strange and interesting ways to try to make sense of the world, and in a way it kind of makes things a little bit more mysterious, because if you do get this sense of deja vu like I had in this instance and that person did as well, maybe it was a coincidence. She looked like somebody that I knew and I looked like somebody that she knew. It was kind of a rare situation where two people have that same feeling, but it is unsettling, and I know a lot of people have this encounter quite frequently, and so would love to get your thoughts as well. Have you had a deja vu experience that was very unsettling, a little bit creepy? You don't really know what's going on. Maybe you have been somewhere, you just really didn't remember at the time. There's a lot of possibilities there. I just wanted to share this experience with you guys, and I would love to hear some of your stories regarding this deja vu effect. But thank you for listening. It's officially October 31st right now. It's about midnight where I am in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and so happy Halloween. I hope you all have a fun and safe holiday. I hope you enjoy the episode and enjoy the rest of the fall season. Maybe we'll do some more episodes in the coming days. So thank you again for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.